Hey y'all, what's good with you all? Go on, gang. Welcome back to the channel. Hope your day's been blessed. If it's not, it's about to be a lot better after this video. So today we got Norm Macdonald on alcoholism. That's an interesting title. We know alcohol is a very big, well-marketed substance in our world. And let's see his take on it. So tap in, let's enjoy some comedy. Alright.
Let me know, do you wanna stay or you wanna go? I could never be the same, never said I was the baddest.
Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like the video. You already know what it is. This channel is all about providing you a daily dose of edutainment. Meaning that across all the videos on this channel, you will be entertained, guaranteed entertainment, and guaranteed knowledge or wisdom or nugget of insight from myself or whoever I bring onto the channel. So ranging from reactions to comedy, social commentary about things that are going on in the world, and my take on it, to skincare and health and wellness. So the umbrella is this channel aims to be a life-changing channel for y'all, so that when you watch the videos, your life gets better in one way or another, right? That's my motto is always, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it. That's my philosophy on life, so to speak. So, no long talk, no more talking. We got Norm Macdonald on alcoholism. So let's see what all the fuss is about. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for continuing to watch my videos. I'm grateful. I don't take your time, your view, your subscription, your like for granted at all. And if you're seeing my face for the first time, hopefully you do subscribe and you take our relationship further, Let's go.
I know this grimness. Although my buddy, I did want to say one thing about my buddy Richie, who has a disease, and but it's an interesting disease he has. He has the disease of alcoholism. And he came to me, and he told me, and I like to look, I'm the kind of guy who likes to look at the bright side of things, So I told him, I said, Richie, it's true that you have a disease and everything, but I think you got the best one. It's the only disease where you get to drink booze all the time. I haven't looked at every medical journal, but I believe it's the only disease where you can constantly drink booze. As a matter of fact, that is the disease. And I don't think Richie would think if he had a disease. Like, I don't think Richie would go to my Uncle Bert, go, hey, I understand you got bowel cancer. Ah, man, I know how you feel. I gotta drink a lot of booze. Those diseases, they're tough, those diseases, huh, Uncle Bert? Hey, what's your symptoms, Uncle Bert? Well, my bowel, I got blood pouring out of it all the time. I got bowel blood pouring out, gushing out of my bowel, almost nonstop. And I got searing, clawing pains, ripping, tearing, mind-screeching bowel pains. And they're combined with aching, dull, soul-deadening bowel pain. Those are basically my symptoms. How about you? I get happy. And, I tend to be able to talk to people easier, I find. Sometimes I will meet a lady at a bar, got the same disease as I do, and I'll fuck her. That's in the latter stages of the disease, Uncle Bert. You gotta realize that. You know what I mean, Uncle Bert? But but listen, man, I don't minimize what he does though, because he admits that he's an alcoholic and that he's weaker than a bottle, and that ain't easy to do. I couldn't do any of that shit. I'm too proud, you know what I mean? I got too much pride, like they say in the scriptures, pride goeth before the fall, and he can somehow, it's a very beautiful thing he does. He goes to Alcoholics Anonymous and he says, right in front of them, he says, he goes in front of a whole room full of people and he says, I am an alcoholic, which I know does not sound that anonymous. I didn't name the group, but Sounds like the exact opposite of anonymous. Whatever. Like, to me, the alcoholics that, the anonymous alcoholics, to me, would be like you guys. I don't fucking know. I can't tell, But once you tell a whole church basement full of people, your cover's pretty well blown. But anyways, it still requires a lot of... The only thing they seem to be anonymous about, from the way I can gather it, is they won't tell you their last names. Anything else goes, But not the last name. No. Sometimes they'll say the first, like they'll go, I am Richie and I am an alcoholic, or the first initial. They'll say, my name is Richie K and I am an alcoholic. Then anything goes. They're like, one time I remember I was under the influence of the demon rum and...
Double juice.
God, I started punching my newborn in the face. I looked down at my fist and it was all bloody with, I don't know what it was. It was either from my knuckles or my son's skull. Yeah. I'm not telling you my last name. That's none of your beeswax. As far as I'm concerned, a man should have a little, Ever tell you about the time I blew a dog for a pint of gin? Ever tell you that? Oh, yeah, I did tell you. First initial's K, I'll give you that much. Richie K, but I'm not going to tell you the last letters. Plus, you can memorize my face. But other than that, I would like to keep this completely anonymous. If there was just a way I could... And what better way to keep a secret, when you think about it, than tell a room full of drunks?
Don't forget about it.
That's not going anyplace, As soon as the guy has a relapse, hey, Richie blew a dog for a pint of gin. He told a whole bunch of us. I mean, I understand the dog had some gin. What are you going to do? Oh, yeah. Richie K. You know Richie K? I don't drink myself, It's not because I'm no big guy. I'm just afraid, I fear everything, And so I'm afraid to and stuff. But I used to. Now I don't drink. And when you're with people that drink, it doesn't work out. That's why that designated driver thing, I don't think ever worked out. I see ads for it again. Like, I think they're trying to resurrect that idea. But it's kind of a flawed notion, It's like, hey, Bill, listen. We were wondering if you'd come out with us. Here's the idea. We want to go out and drink. And then we were hoping you'd come with us and not drink. How does that sound to you? We're going to go to a bunch of different bars and drink, and then you come with us and not drink. Also, we're not going to be driving. You're going to pick us up at our different houses, go to a bunch of bars, not drink while we drink, and then drive us all home. How's that sound to you? How's that catch you? I was like, I don't know. What's the catch? It sounds too good. Or some sort of... But I don't drink, and if you don't drink, I'll tell you something, bars are not a lot of fun because, when you think about it, fucking all it is you're just sitting at a big oak table for 4 hours. That's not fun unless you're drunk. And then everybody else be drinking, you know what I mean? So their fun is going up and up and up, It's rising. Their fun is escalating while your fun is staying exactly the same. And then by the end of the night, you don't even know what the fuck they're laughing about. Just everybody's laughing. And then they start resenting you for it. I've seen that, man. Drunk people do not want a not drunk guy there. I know that. I've been there so many times. It always ends the same. Guy comes up to you and goes, hey, what's the matter with you? Cheer up.
Cheer up.
Ah. then you're like, oh no, I'm having a good time too. Don't take a wild swing at me when I'm not looking. I'll be driving you home later. This is a lot of fun. The worst thing about not drinking is the sex, because if you're drinking, you can meet a girl, she'd be drunk, and then that very night, you can have sex with her, called a one-night stand. Now, if you're not drinking, I don't know if you've ever had a one-night stand dead clean sober, but I have, and it's not a lot of fun. You get back to your apartment, you're like, all right, I guess I'll take my trousers off now, ma'am. And no, I won't. Sorry about that. Well, goodbye. It's nice to meet you. I don't know what I was thinking. We're human beings. Once again, I apologize for the trousers incident. Very nice to meet you. Because booze, somehow, I don't know how it works, but it's some magic elixir where it takes away it makes you think that sex is not a dirty, filthy, shameful thing. I don't know how it does it, but it does it. And in regular life, that's why sex is so tough to get going, because it's so shameful and filthy, and obviously meant only for procreation. And so when you do it, you know, and my friend was like, oh, there's nothing shameful about sex. But I was like, of course there is. And I kind of, like, think about what you do before sex. You know what I mean? Like, you put the phone off the hook and everything like that. You make sure the kids aren't around, whatever, you know? You pull the blinds down, right? What's that? That's shame? That's what blinds were made for. Pull down, shame. You don't pull the blinds down when you're making a nice cherry pie for old Witta Hamilton. Huh? I notice they stay up for that. Poor old Witta Hamilton.
Yo, Norm Macdonald, bro. He actually spoke a lot of facts about, like, alcohol. Like, to be honest, alcohol in itself is an addiction, right? And it is as bad. So you don't really feel the symptoms of alcohol while you're still drinking, right? But when you've been drinking for a little while, a couple months, even years on end, you feel the symptoms once you decide to try and quit drinking. That's why it's so easy for people to relapse. You start having symptoms of, like, you feeling cold, excessive sweating, a bunch of other symptoms, right, that come from trying to stop drinking alcohol. So I highly recommend y'all check out the Truth of Addiction free video in the description down below. It walks you through the process by which you became addicted, why you're still addicted, and why it's so hard to quit drinking alcohol, essentially, right? Because, like, personally, my addiction was pornography. And that in itself is also hard to quit. Like, things such as pornography, caffeine even, weed, all these substances. This is why I never drank alcohol to begin with, bro. I never wanted the idea of, like, losing control or not knowing what I'm doing to a certain extent, right? I don't know. Alcohol is not bad. It's, like, the abuse of it and the overconsumption of it that makes it bad. Like, think about it. Why do you drink alcohol in the first place? What makes you want to drink alcohol? Is it because you want to be able to talk to that girl? Why do you need alcohol to talk to that girl? Why do you need alcohol to have fun? All the time, right? If it's an all the time thing, then you need to check yourself. If it's once in a while, here and there, once every 2 weeks, once a month or so, something like that, then it's like, okay, whatever. But if you constantly need this substance to relax or have a good time every single time, that in itself is a problem. If you want the truth of addiction, if you're having issues with alcohol, relapsing, and you don't want to go to, like, a Alcoholics Anonymous or a rehab facility, whatever it is, check out the description down below for the Truth of Addiction free video that walks you through even more detail why it is you're addicted. Alright, but God bless, much love, peace and joy, namaste, and always remember, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it, and always keep that same energy. Be real, be authentic, don't be fake. Alright, fam, deuces.